Welcome back to the Zodiac Reset. I'm your host, CJ. And today, we're doing a bit of a wellness check. I want you to look at your life and tell me how many of these boxes you've checked. The respectable career, kids hitting their milestones, financial stability, the general aura of having your life together. Now, be honest. Do you actually feel successful, or do you just feel tired? Like no matter how many peaks you summit, there's always a taller, colder mountain staring you in the face. If you've tied your right to exist to your most recent win, this episode is for you. Today, we're deconstructing Capricorn energy and why the very discipline that built your empire might be the thing keeping you locked in a cell of your own making. Here's the fine print on Capricorn energy. It's ruled by Saturn. In astrology, Saturn is the cosmic task maker. He's the planet of boundaries, time, and hard-earned mastery. Saturn doesn't give participation trophies. He gives wisdom, but only after you've done the work. This is a superpower when you're building a legacy, but it becomes a prison when you forget that Saturn also rules completion. Capricorns are world-class at starting the climb, but are notoriously bad at standing still to enjoy the view. We treat satisfaction like a distraction. We achieve a goal our younger selves would have wept with joy over. And instead of popping champagne, we just look at our watches and ask, okay, what's next? Energetically, Capricorn sits at the very top of the zodiac wheel, the midheaven. It's the point of public reputation. You are literally wired to leave a mark. But when that energy gets distorted, your worth becomes a variable, not a constant. It becomes dependent on your output. At work, you aren't CJ. You're the person who hits the 150% quota. At home, you aren't just a parent. You're the manager of a high-performing household. The goalposts aren't just moving. You're the one pushing them. You're exhausted because you're trying to satisfy a system and a planet that was designed to keep you hungry. Let's get uncomfortable for a second. Let's talk about Capricorn's shadow, authority addiction. You aren't just working hard because you're driven. You're seeking validation from external structures because deep down, you don't think you're allowed to be enough without a title to prove it. You say yes to the extra committee or the 7:00 p.m. meeting because you're still trying to earn your seat at a table you already own. This is Saturn's ultimate karmic test. Can you become your own authority? If you only feel valuable when you're producing, you aren't a builder. You're a cog. And the scariest part, you're teaching your children, your team, and your partners that they have to earn their rest too. This hit me like a ton of bricks during my first Saturn return. I'd graduated from law school, and Saturn demanded I prove that I belonged. I had to pass the bar exam, and it took me 3 years. 3 years of fail, study, repeat. And during those 3 years, I put my entire soul on ice. I thought any moment spent laughing, traveling, or just being was a betrayal of my goal. I thought discipline meant deprivation. I was building a legal career, but I was eroding the person who actually had to live it. The wake-up call wasn't failing the exam. It was realizing that I had traded 3 years of my life for a credential. I thought the Esquire at the end of my name would finally give me permission to be happy. Spoiler alert, it didn't. Saturn wasn't testing my memory of torts or contracts. He was testing whether I could value my own humanity, even when the system said I wasn't qualified yet. So how do we fix this? We look at the symbol for Capricorn, the sea goat. Everyone remembers the mountain goat part, the hooves, the climb, the grit, but they forget the fishtail. Capricorn is a creature of the heights and the emotional depths. If you're only living for the climb, you're only half a creature. You're dehydrating your soul. So here's your reset exercise. Write down 3 victories from the last year that have nothing to do with your resume. The boundary you finally held in a toxic relationship. The hobby you did just because it was fun, even though you were bad at it, quote unquote. The moment you chose a nap over a to-do list. Acknowledge that these are major achievements. No buts. No, I should have done more. Just let them stand. True Capricorn mastery is understanding that the structure you build should support your life, not consume it. Before you commit to a new goal this month, ask yourself, am I building a foundation for my joy, or am I just adding another brick to my prison wall? Create new metrics for success. For example, sustainability. Can I do this for 5 years without hating my life? Integrity. Does this goal align with who I am when no one is watching? Presence. Does this allow me to see the view or just the next rock? Click on the notes below for your Capricorn Sustainable Success Toolkit. It includes an internal victory tracker, the 3 questions to ask before saying yes to a new responsibility, and a guide on how to model satisfied ambition. Next week, we're moving from the structure of Capricorn to the rebellion of Aquarius. We'll talk about why you feel like an alien in your own social circle and how to honor your weird without losing your sense of belonging. Until then, Remember, your value isn't at the top of the mountain. It's been inside you since the first step. Stop performing and start building something you actually want to live in. Shine bright, stay aligned, and thanks for listening.